Andrew Peters and I are out of the box while I am standing on a box because he is tall, I am not. Every time he lands a punch or kick, you can see the work of 2 decades of training, and I can feel it. Could you imagine getting heckled by your own fans during home games? Not a great look, but hey, it's Dunedin, Florida. It's a long way from Toronto, and Buffalo is much closer. There's a whole bunch of people here, but if you take a look at the hockey jerseys, it's a lot of blue shirts. Majority Rangers fans here so far outside Citi Field. Maybe Sabres fans still celebrating from the night before, or maybe they celebrated a little bit too much the night before. Rasmus Dahlin, the #1 overall pick in this year's draft, when he takes the ice tonight, he will be the youngest Sabres player to skate in a game since...
I don't know.
Pierre Turgeon in 1987. Quentin Musty might be the best 15-year-old hockey player in the country, even though it took time to warm up to hockey.
I hated hockey actually at first. I wanted to go home every time I got there, but as it went on, I got better. I started to like it more. Just falling over every time, hurting yourself sometimes, but just keep getting back on up and stuff like that was hard.
He stuck with it and started taking it more seriously as a teenager. A couple of standout seasons with the Junior Sabres helped get him recruited by the North Jersey Avalanche, a high-profile 16-and-under team in the Garden State. Unfortunately for Quentin, he was back in Hamburg after suffering a torn labrum 2 weeks into the season.
Getting to know all the kids at the house and stuff for that first month that I was there and I had to leave so soon, was just tough. My parents would be gone all day for work, my sister would be gone at school and stuff. So I just kind of be sitting around doing nothing, just doing schoolwork and playing video games basically.
His sister, Carolyn, had just had shoulder surgery on her shoulder 3 weeks prior. So we had 2 teenagers in the house with major shoulder surgery recovering at the same time. So that was a little just getting through the emotion and the pain and just keeping them, settled and doing the therapy and everything.
When I really started picking it up was when I went back to Hackensack, to the house to see all the boys, and I could rehab there and stuff and skate and just be around the game.
Instead of sulking, Quentin went to work rehabbing.
He's always been matter of fact, doing what he needs to do, and I don't think this was any different for him.
He couldn't skate for 6 weeks after surgery and couldn't hold a stick for 2 more. It took 6 months to get back to games. Quentin didn't miss a beat, helping the Avs win a national championship. As a result,
the Sudbury Wolves select, with the first overall pick, Quentin Musty.
Quentin was the top pick in the OHL draft, one of Canada's top junior leagues, and a possible springboard to the NHL.
It was really great, just really exciting to be picked that high, win that award and stuff like that. Having names like Steven Stamkos, Connor McDavid, Quinn Byfield, all those just on the same trophy and sheet as mine is just great.
We didn't really expect the #1 pick. We didn't expect everything that's gone along with this. It's been definitely like, holy cow. But kind of go in waves. Sometimes we're like, wow, that's my kid. And other times I'm like, yeah, that's my kid. Like he deserves this. He's always put in the work. He's always been focused and driven and wants to be the best.
Quentin's in pretty good company. Almost every player picked in this position gets drafted to the NHL, and most of them were first-round picks.
Obviously, that's the goal, to become a top draft pick in the next 2 years, but right now I'm just focused on coming in and trying to make an impact for my team and trying to win a championship.
Quentin knows there's a lot of work ahead. He won't be eligible for the NHL draft for 2 more years. Ted Goldberg, Spectrum News.
Oh, get fouled, get fouled, get fouled! Oh.
Anytime the Oakland A's play and Jonah Heim starts behind the plate, it's game night in the Heim household.
What the heck? Where were you?
I know.
Did you fall down running to first base?
Jamie Heim has watched his son grow up into a big league ball player.
This one's Team USA Baseball. These are from North Carolina.
Dominating at Kenmore East and Amherst high schools.
Last 2 years of varsity was this glove.
And getting drafted in 2013.
This one is draft day. We need to update some of these.
7 years of minor league baseball has filled Jamie's home with all sorts of hats and pictures. Sometimes it doesn't seem real that his son actually made it.
I text him every day. I'm like, are you still a big leaguer? I text his agent every day. I'm like, I cannot believe this kid is in the big leagues.
After a few more baseball stories,
Cal Ripken hit my mom in a golf cart.
it's game time. In the second inning, Jonah takes a foul ball to the chest. Jamie doesn't seem too worried.
It was in the wintertime, and he was outside playing football with his friends in the street. And he fell, and he broke his arm. But he didn't tell anybody he broke his arm for a week.
2 innings later, Jonah gets his second at-bat, still looking for his first hit of the game.
Oh, I hate you!
I might have picked a bad game to come by. Jonah goes hitless in 3 at-bats. But in the bottom of the 8th, a base runner tries to steal a base against him.
Got him! Got it, baby! Nice!
And Jonah guns him down.
That was awesome.
The A's go on to lose, so Jamie watches the replay of that throw a few more times to feel better.
I'll just sit here and rewind this, keep the play.
After that, it's bedtime. Jamie says he'll say hi to his son in the morning.
It's always the same stupid text. Have a great day, son.
No baseball advice in that text, though.
Because, well, then he doesn't text me back.
In Amherst, Ted Goldberg, Spectrum News.
Stuff to the baseball people.
There are 2 realizations you have when you show up to your beer league hockey game and see Jason Pominville on the other team. First comes excitement.
Some of us were kind of excited. I thought it would be cool.
I actually was waiting out in the lobby to see if I could see him, and then I saw him come in, and I said, oh, guess we're playing Jason Pominville tonight.
Some of the older guys were not really too excited about having to play with somebody who's going to be that fast. That's something that you just kind of think, this is crazy.
Then the puck drops, and Pominville crushes your hopes and dreams.
I think he scored 2 goals in the first minute.
Maybe he'd, just hang back, play defense, not try too hard, and then he'd get on the ice and was just snapping it around and picking corners left and right.
That whole first game, probably, we were pretty starstruck. One play, he got the puck, and then suddenly he was in the back of the net. I mean, I didn't even see him shoot. I didn't see the stick move. It was just, his quickness was just unreal.
As good as Pominville still is, he doesn't make P22 North unbeatable. If you do score against him, you've got a memory for life.
Easy tap and goal backhand, but of course I had to do a Patrick Coletta celebration as an ode to the Sabres in front of him.
We were down 6-0 at the time. It was still the first period. I stuck my stick out, intercepted it, walked in and just made a move on the goalie and scored. And Jason Pominville said, hey, nice move. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. I think I should hang my jersey up in the rafters now.
Despite the dominance, or maybe because of it, Pominville is known as a gentleman within the Performax Hockey League.
One of his teammates punched me in the face and actually came over to make sure I was okay, and he apologized, so that was nice of him. Felt great.
If you're wondering how Pominville got roped into this sort of thing, one of his teammates coaches Pominville's son. Other players complained at first, but they're all huge Sabres fans.
He was one of my favorite players growing up. Obviously we all remember that scary good goal he scored against Ottawa, so I was a little starstruck seeing him out there and playing against him.
Obviously, I don't think it goes at full speed, but it's nice to see him out there playing, having a good time with us.
The reason I started playing hockey was because of that year with the Sabres. I remember watching several of the Sabres moments, like the Brian Campbell hit on R.J. Umberger and the Danny Briere goal in the same game, Pominville's goal going around Alfredson against Ottawa, and his jersey number was the same day as my birthday, so I liked him particularly because of that too.
Other teams look for ringers too. Jay McKee showed up for a playoff game last week. That's the fun of beer league hockey in Buffalo. You never know which former Sabres might show up. In Amherst, Ted Goldberg, Spectrum News Sports.